background, if you're new to this channel, we grow in Zone 3 near Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. We just built this high tunnel this last year in 2021, and we originally intended it to be closed in an actual greenhouse. We just ran out of time this year. We have young children, busy lives, and this is sort of what we can manage. We also do not live here. We live in the city, and this is my husband's mom's acreage, and so she very graciously lets us garden out here as well so that we can maximize our harvests and what we're able to grow. If you're interested in how we built this greenhouse, we did it DIY. We did not use a kit. I will link in the bottom all of the videos that I have made about that, and later, very soon, hopefully, I will be making a video talking about the trellising. So this year we have 3 main tomato crops, and that is a Sakura tomato. So that's the one with those nice long strings that ripen and they start red at the back and then they're green at the bottom. They're gorgeous chains. We love them. Definitely gonna have those again. Also the Cobra tomatoes, those do not ripen as fast, but now they're getting really big and looking like those beautiful grocery store ones, except they're gonna taste so much better because they were grown in the greenhouse. And then our other variety is Costoludo Fiorente. We wanted an heirloom tomato, and these are actually tomatoes that I saved from seed last year. Last year we had such a terrible year out at the acreage that any tomato that survived and did well, I saved seed from, because I figured if it could stand that terrible year and succeed, it was gonna do really well at the acreage. We also have a reasonable amount of Hungarian hearts. Those are my favorite paste tomatoes because they're so giant. I find with aromas and just the other general red paste tomatoes in general, they come in just such small sizes. I can never grow them very big, and I find them very frustrating to work with. So that's why I love the Hungarian hearts, because you get a big meaty tomato. And same thing with those. I had one beautiful Hungarian heart tomato that grew out here last year. So I saved the seeds from it, planted it this year, and it's doing so well. You'll notice in this baby video that we have a little helper occasionally, picking tomatoes, grumping. My little helper here is very tired, but she doesn't want to go to sleep. She doesn't want to play outside. She just wants to torment, but she's going to be in this video, so hope you enjoy it. And if you hear random baby cries, it's her. These are the tomatoes that are in the raised bed, and basically in any average year, this is how I would probably grow tomatoes, in a tomato cage, not pruning them. And you can see, like, here we go. We've got this. So we've got tomatoes like that size. I think we have one ripe one in here. Oh yeah, there it is. So that's about as big as we've got. They're really pretty small. And this one has blossom end rot, even though we have been watering and watering and watering. So here's the thing about blossom end rot. Like, a lot of times what will happen when you're growing tomatoes is sometimes your first tomato will have blossom end rot, and then usually what I tell people is over the next 2 weeks to just water, and it usually fixes the blossom end rot. But the problem is, this year where I live, we've had drought, we've had intense heat. It's been basically plus 30, it seems, the entire summer. And so in a normal summer for us in this area, we would have temperatures that were more like around plus 25, and then we would have maybe 1 or 2 weeks of the plus 30 Celsius, and that would be it. But this year it's just been plus 30, plus 30, plus 30, plus 30, and our plants are burning. There's so much blossom end rot, even if you're consistently watering. So I mean, if you're in a climate similar to me, I would almost say, like, it's maybe not even your fault. Like, our tomatoes that I have at our own house, which I have watered basically every day, I feel like I have drenched those suckers. They still have blossom end rot. It's really frustrating. And another thing too is that some tomato varieties are just more prone to blossom end rot. So you might want to also make notes about that in your garden planners you're going on, and that could also inform some of your decisions for the tomatoes that you plant and don't plant next year. You know, but on the bright side, my pumpkins are kind of glorious. These are just little guys crawling up the trellis. These are my pumpkins that are super, super happy. Last year, barely had any pumpkins. This year, They are living their best lives. Also, amaranth, totally loving this amazingly hot weather. But anyway, this is supposed to be a video about harvesting tomatoes, not about my flowers. So let's go and harvest some tomatoes. And now for the most exciting part of the whole video, we are going to pick my prize Costoluto Fiorente tomato. And there it is. A little bit of this cracking here, but that's okay, to be expected with this variety. Super pleased. First ripe tomato. Maybe I'm a little too excited, but I don't care. Now I've got to tell you a little secret. I don't actually like raw tomatoes. It's just not my thing. To me, they're too acidic. They taste like dirt. But I know my husband does, my mother-in-law does, my mom does. So someone is gonna eat that beautiful tomato. Also, don't mind the noises in the background because my girls are fighting over a car. So I'm super pleased with this harvest. This is the biggest harvest I've ever had by the beginning of August. Like, ta-da! I can't even. No, you don't get one. And then, yes, we're very classy here at Shifting Roots, using a potting container to hold tomatoes, but I'll put them into something a little bit nicer when I get inside. Thank you so much for joining me on this little tomato tour, tomato harvest. If you also live in a cold climate with a short growing season, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. Also, I show up every single day on Facebook and Instagram, and that's at Shifting Roots. I will catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.